That morning, when I get home after my walk, Richard and I barely speak. He races out of the house to his office, grunting goodbye. I stand alone at the kitchen counter, eating a bowl of Special K. After dropping Alexandra off at middle school, I take a cardio and strength training class at my gym. Then I treat myself to a blueberry muffin from my favorite coffee shop, Rosie's. Later, I drive to Winston Flowers to buy sunflowers and orchids to brighten my home, hoping to elevate my mood. At Winston's, lulled by the murmur of polite voices and the faint snipping of stems, I feel as if I'm in the south of France. I studied the language and joined the French library in my 20s and still speak French fluently. I pull out of Winston's onto Route 9, and on my right, I notice a fit, dark-haired man on the sidewalk. His elbows are loose, hands placed casually in his pockets, but he walks with a certain air of confidence. There are other men out there, I begin to think. In 15 minutes, I'm pulling into my garage and getting out of the car, juggling a few books I've bought. How to Have a Good Divorce, The Woman's Guide to Divorce, A Spiritual Divorce, and others. Maybe what I'm feeling is clarity, an acceptance that Richard and I will never resolve our conflicts. It might be a relief simply to move on. At the same time, I worry about how it will affect Alexandra and Harrison, and I obsess about what it will be like on the other side of Richard in a nasty divorce. Even if I get alimony, I worry about my financial security. I hear the kitchen phone ring and rush in from the garage to grab it. It's Elizabeth, but I barely recognize her voice, whispering and crying at the same time. I've never heard her sound like this. "The MRI," she says. "Something's really wrong." I freeze as if caught outdoors below zero without a coat. "The radiologist just called and explained the results," Elizabeth says, her voice cracking. "I don't want to die." "I'll be right over," I say. My body springs into action. I scoop up the divorce books and shove them into the back of my closet. I rap knuckles on my daughter's door. "Get your things," I say, barging in. "We're going to Auntie Elizabeth's now." "Can't. I have homework," Alexandra says, but looks up from her notebook, curious. Going to Auntie Elizabeth's right now is not how Alexandra's weeknight schedule goes. My daughter is sprawled on her bed, surrounded by pink faux fur pillows. When I dropped her off at school this morning, I promised to make her favorite meal for dinner tonight. Pasta with olive oil, just us. Richard will be out somewhere, eating at a bar or chatting with whomever is next to him. "Bring your homework," I say. "Let's go. Shoes." With Alexandra in the car, I pull back onto Route 9 in full traffic. I'm impatient, switching lanes to coast through the lights. I whip out my cell and call my parents who live nearby in Newton. "Mom, meet me at Elizabeth's," I say to her voicemail. "Something is seriously wrong."